Hi friends, welcome to ARC Tutorials. We are continuing with our Angular CRUD tutorial series, and this is part 8 where we are going to implement routing strategy for our application. Throughout this CRUD series, we are trying to build a feature module called products in our e-commerce application. So far, we have done some groundwork of generating an application from scratch. We have installed Bootstrap. We have learned to set up mock endpoints. We have also generated few components. Today's episode is extremely critical starting point because this is the routing which will help us to design and use the application. Welcome back friends, my name is Sridhar. I bring over 10 years of experience as a full stack developer and I'm here to share my knowledge on modern web technology stack. I will share my knowledge on Angular, Node, Express, MongoDB and much more. I'm also here to share my knowledge as well as to learn from you. I know that a lot of you are building your own feature modules along with this series, and I cannot wait enough to see what you build. I'm here, right here to help you. If you have any doubts, just drop in them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them. Also, I want to personally assure you that if you are trying to build a CRUD at the end of this series, you'll be able to build it by your own. I'm here to help you. So this is part of the Angular CRUD tutorial full tutorial series and the playlist link is in the description box below. Make sure you check it out. We are trying to build a products feature module into a e-commerce shopping cart application. All right, that's the context. Now moving on to the so far story. So we have created the basic things in the last 7 series, like introducing to the project, setting up mock data, setting up Angular application, installing Bootstrap, and also creating Angular's feature module and creating some components. In the last episode, I showed you how to do a site framework and create a layout for our application. Today, we will create routes for our whole application and test them thoroughly. So to configure routes, we have to go to our the product feature modules routing file, which is our, if you see, if you're following along. So let me check out the notes for you. It's important that you have the understanding correct because if you know what to do, where to do, it's easy that you can easily get things done. So let me just open it here for you. It's this file. All right, so in the routing, what we are going to do, we are going to update the products feature modules routing file. All right, and we are going to explore different types of routes, right? So if you remember, we have created components, right? So we will need a route for these components. So we'll have a create product, which is for adding a new product. This is one of the route, right? So I'm listing down all the routes that we need, in our feature module. So these are nothing but also the functionality, you can say like that, right? So let's call it here. Let's just start with 1.1. Okay, and then we need view, or say list products, which will show us list of all the products, right? And then this is for adding a new product, and then similarly list products list, or I can say search, right? I can search by category equal to, right? So I can say list products by category. Similarly, we'll need a route where we'll say search by date. So this will list all products by date added, right? So, and then we also need delete product, right? So this will delete the product. And then we also need to view a particular product, right? So we need view product slash the ID of it, right? So the unique ID of the product that we want to use. So we need a unique ID identifier. So this I'll say view product, view a specific product. right? And then finally you also need update product slash id. So this will update a specific product, right? So if you see all these use cases, your CRUD functionality will be covered, right? So if you see CRUD function, so this is your create, right? This is your read because you're reading the list of products. This is again read because you're reading products by certain category. This is again read. This is your delete, right? And this is again read for a particular product, right? Specific product. And here you are updating. So this is update. So see, now you get an idea that you're doing multiple operations with respect to the products feature module where you can do read, create, read, update, and delete, right? So this applies to any functionality that you're trying to build. These are more or less common or generic, will be similar for most web applications, right? So what we need to do, the next step, now that we have identified these are the routes we need, let's go to our products routing module, which is products.routing.ts, right? So you can find that under the products module here, products.routing.module, right? So here in this file, let's go here. Okay, so we added few in the previous episode. We added some basic ones like view product, etc. So let's add some more. Let's remove this, and I'm going to remove all of it. Okay, and we are going to now add all of these one by one. Okay, so let's copy this here and go here. Okay, so let's first delete all these nodes that we don't need. Let's clean up. So these are nothing but just the routes that we need. And if you see, I'm just using a path strategy and not hash strategy in my code. So clean up. Right, let's just give one more minute. Okay, so this is the routes we want. Let's start configuring them now. So here I'm going to say path is create product, and the component that it should map is create product component. Okay, close it. Next, then again I'm going to say path is list products, and again component will be view all products component. Okay, then again we'll add path. If you have any doubts, friends, please ask me in the comment section. I'll be happy to help you. Okay, so here we are going to implement a query param, right? So we will simply say search. Okay, we don't need that at the rate because we will use query params. I'll show you how to do that. So here we'll have component, and then here we are going to say view products by category, view all products category by component. All right, and we will use similar one for view all products by date. Okay, so here we can use same component search with different component that it can be displayed. Similarly, we are going to say path delete product, and we can say component, and we'll say delete products component, close it here, and we will now see carefully here. It should not be just id, it should be just a minute. View product component, let me just convert it and then I'll fix that issue. Okay, and then we'll say update product component. So here it should be colon. That's how Angular will know that it's a variable that's coming in. Okay, and if you see, all the components are imported automatically in the routing file, and our routes are ready. Okay, so now that we have done it, let's test it quickly, and Let's go to our application. Okay, so the first thing, if there is nothing, it goes to product component, which is what product works, right? So here I'm going to say welcome to products feature module, or you can, right? So this, so welcome to products feature module, right? And then again, you can add some links here that, add a product, update a product, view product, or we'll build a table here to display that. That's for later. Let's first check out our routes, right? So the first route is create product, create product. So since it's a feature module, it will be inside the products. So we see we had created a simple basic template form. We'll tweak it here. So, but it points into correct component. Now, similarly, we have list products, which is listing all the products. That's correct. And then we have the search. Okay. So it shows the same value. We will implement it with the category and date. Okay. So here, or we can say search by date. Okay. So that's also correct. So we can say search date, right? And then we can say delete products. No, sorry, it should be delete product, right? And oh, sorry, it's a feature module, delete product. So it comes under delete product works. Now, similarly, we will say view product. It doesn't do anything because it has to be under products slash view product slash 10. So it will show the value of 10, right? Whichever ID that is taking. Similarly, we can say update product works. So it's capturing the value, right? So for these, let's capture the value quickly, right? So what I'll do, I'll go to first to view product, right? Go to view product, go to component, and here in the constructor, let's import activated route, and in the ng on init, we'll say this dot activated route dot, since it's a param, right? It's not a query param, it's a param. So I'll say subscribe and data, and I will bind this value. I'll say product ID selected equal to 0 initially, and this dot product ID is equal to this dot, sorry, or just data, right? Now this dot product ID, it says params is not assignable to data type, right? So what we'll do first, actually, let's just console log here, and we will know what data it is getting. So what we can do is this dot product ID is equal to data dot ID. Okay, so now in the template, I'm just going to show it here, and I will say product ID using interpolation. I'm binding that data. Okay, so let's see. So here, let me go to view product. Now it should show 10 here. If you see here, it's showing 10. Now if I make it 20, this will become 20. So I'm able to read this value of a particular ID, whichever ID I want to pass, right? So that's clear that I'm able to capture it. So far, so good. Similarly, we'll do it for update, right? The code will be exactly same to capture. Let's get it here in the update. Go to component, paste it here. This dot activated, and right, and let's define this ID again. Okay, and similarly in the template, we will say product ID. So similarly, now if I go to update product, now it says update product 30. If I go to 20, it says product ID 20. If I go to 10, it says 10, right? That means I'm able to easily capture the data of which one I want to work with. Now, similarly, let's go to category, because now here we are saying in the routing, we are saying whenever it is search, you search by category, right? So let's go to search. Okay, and go to, so there is no search, but there is view products all component, right? So here again, I will inject activated route. Okay, but here the query will be a little different. Here I'll say activated route dot query params dot subscribe data, and I'll use arrow operator here, and here I will say, uh, search category equal to empty. Initially there is no ID that search, then I'll say this dot search category equal to data dot category. Okay, and this I will put it in the template, and here I will say h2 showing search results for category, and let's put interpolation again, and we'll put this ID. Okay, now let's go and search it. If I put, there is nothing, right? Because it's empty. But now if I say category equal to 3, it says for category 3, right? You see here I'm passing category equal to 3, and here I'm passing 10. I'm passing 10. So you see this is query param now. So I can dynamically click on any category and search that particular value, right? I'm just setting up all the routes that I need. Similarly, I'll need some things on the same lines, right? For products by date, right? So again, we will need this. Okay, search date. So we'll make it search date, and in the template, we will say date searched, or we can say showing search results by date. Okay, and then we are doing just the search date. Now let's see. Now I'm going to again say product slash search date. It won't show anything initially if it's empty. Then I'll say date equal to say 08/01/2020. Okay, so it's okay. That's because we here it should be date. So now you see it shows 08/01/20. If somebody selects some other date, it would then again reflect that date, right? So basically I have fixed all my routes in today's episode, and I've got all the homework done for all my routing, right? So all my routing strategy routes are in place and ready to roll, right? So I have covered all these routes. They're all in place. Just one last thing, let's do it for delete also. That's the one pending. So again, it would be similar to like view. Okay, like in view product, if you have done, just take it as it is. Similarly, it would be exactly same because you're working on a particular ID, a particular specific to a particular product, right? So once you have it, then you can map it again in product ID, product ID. Okay, so we have, now let's quickly test product slash delete product slash 10. What happened? It's not delete products, delete delete product on 10. Let's check in the routes. What's the route we have configured? it's just IDs, right? So that's why. So we have to make that also an ID. Okay. And now we are going to give 10. So it says product ID 10. Now I'll make it 12. It will be 12. I'll make it 44. Any value that you want to give that is captured, right? So all our routes part is done. All the hard work of our routes is done. So this is setting all the groundwork. We are all ready now. In the next episode, we will start with services. That's what we have to create a common service for our application, which is what will be used across all the CRUD services, right? So we'll be using HTTP client and building it and writing our service. If you're liking the video, if you're liking this series, if you're enjoying it, please give a thumbs up. Please do like the video. I'll see you in the next part where I'll cover about Angular service and then we'll create model. We are coming closer to completing our functionality. I hope you're getting the feel of the product. And we'll also do some tweaking along to make the UI beautiful. It's going to be exciting last 5 episodes. Make sure you're tuning in, make sure you're following along, ask me your doubts. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.